It's a top of the table tilt in the USL Western Conference as Western Conference leading Real Monarchs make their first ever trip to Kansas City, where the Swope Park Rangers are in third place and have made this place a verifiable fortress in their first 2 years of existence. Stay tuned. It's a big Western Conference matchup next. Good evening and welcome to Kansas City, Missouri. Swope Soccer Village is the site for tonight's USL Western Conference matchup between the Swope Park Rangers and Real Monarchs SLC. Joined by Patrick Bergabo, I am Carter Augustine. We'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's crucial Western Conference match, as it's the first placed Real Monarchs versus the third place Swope Park Rangers. And let's take a look at the lineups for each side, and perhaps leading the side for Real Monarchs tonight, Patrick, Nick Beasler, making his homecoming.
Yeah, definitely a name that's familiar to Sporting Kansas City and Swope Park Rangers fans. It's the younger brother of Sporting KC captain Matt Beasler. He's followed in the path of his older brother, went to Notre Dame, and he's been a real driving force for Real Monarchs this season. Leads the team in appearances and starts, so he's been Mr. Consistent.
And it should be a battle in midfield tonight, perhaps dueling it out with Beasler. An academy kid for the Swope Park Rangers, Felipe Hernandez.
Yeah, Felipe Hernandez, he signed his first professional contract this offseason, and he's been a real creative spark when he's gotten his chances this season. Either he starts or he comes off the bench, but he always brings something to the offense moving forward.
Let's take a look at how the rest of the teams shape up tonight. Starting with the visitors, Real Monarchs, and it's two changes to the side that won 2-0 over Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and it starts all up top with number 49, Chandler Hoffman.
Yeah, Chandler Hoffman, what another season he's having. He's 14 goals so far this year. He's consistently one of the top goal scorers in the USL every single year, regardless of what team he's on, so he's definitely the danger man.
Meanwhile, for the home team, Swope Park Rangers, 3 changes to the team. There was 1-1 draw against Orange County here last weekend. Coming to the side, Colton Storm, Felipe Hernandez, and Robert Miro Savage making his return.
Yeah, Robert Miro Savage making his first appearance since early July, so he'll definitely be out looking to prove a point out there on the right wing. And it's exciting to see this trio in midfield. All three midfielders tonight are Sporting Kansas City Academy products, so that's very exciting for the club.
Something to watch out for. And 2018 wins between the two teams. We're just midway through August. Should be a match of the highest caliber, as it's first versus third in the Western Conference. Swope Park Rangers and Real Monarchs SLC coming up next. Welcome back. The sun is setting in Kansas City, Missouri, and it's the Swope Park Rangers playing host to Real Monarchs Salt Lake City. Again, alongside Patrick Bergabo, I am Carter Augustine. So these two teams prepare for a top of the Western Conference matchup. Head coach Nikola Popovich overseeing a few changes in his side after a few players were called up to Sporting Kansas City for Open Cup duties last week. They ran out 1-1 draw against Orange County last weekend, so we'll be looking to get into the win column again tonight. Meanwhile, for the away side, Marc Briggs done such a great job since taking over for Mike Petke. 15-3-3 is his record. More than double the amount of points Real Monarchs have had in their first 2 seasons. At this point of the season, they lead the Western Conference. Park Rangers, 7-2-2 at home, sitting on 40 points. And we are underway as the referee Malik Badawi gets things started, and Patrick Regabo, maybe we'll have a false start here.
Looks that way. It's a fun start to the game. Miro Savage moving the ball a little bit too quickly for the referee's liking.
So we'll actually get underway now. And the Swope Park Rangers will start with possession going from left to right in their traditional home dark blue, the light blue stripes. Meanwhile, Real Monarchs on an all-white away strip here. And immediately it's a ball pumped up the right-hand side of the Rangers attack. Colton Storm back in the starting lineup, throws it in there. And it's hooked clear by Charlie Adams, back into the possession of the Swope Park Rangers. Patrick, these are two high-quality teams in the USL Western Conference. Swope Park Rangers second in the league in terms of goals allowed.
Yeah, both have been very impressive this season. You know, Real Monarchs leading the entire league in points, sort of runaway leaders early on in the year and kind of cooled off a little bit recently. The Swope Park Rangers, they went on a 7-game win streak of their own. So this is definitely a game between two high-quality teams. It should be a great one tonight.
Monarchs had a 9-game win streak, which is the longest in USL history, and Patrick just mentioned the 7-game win streak for the Rangers, which is the 3rd longest in USL history. So both these teams know how to get the job done this season. Here's Tyler Pasher, getting his throw-in hooked back into his face. Also get it into the ever-consistent, ever-constant Christian Duke, captain for Swope Park Rangers, getting involved in an early tussle there.
Yeah, it looked more like an awkward fall there between Christian Duke and Kyle Karinga. Don't think there's too much to that one.
Referee didn't see anything in it as well. There'll be a throw-in. There's Nick Beazer wearing the captain's armband for the visitors. Of course, from the area, Overland Park native. Touchdown in the pre-games. Older brother, of course, national team center back, as well as captain for Sporting Kansas City. Bogged down in the throw-ins in the early going. Here's another one smashed clear by the Salt Lake City defense. And some early words from Malik Badawi there. Marc Anthony Gonzales and Kyle Karinga getting involved. Duke now exchanging passes with Pasher. Can he keep it in? Yes, looking for the cutback. And it's played out of bounds by Beasler, so it'll be an early corner kick, a disjointed start to the game so far, Patrick, but a corner kick for the hosts.
It's a positive start from the Swope Park Rangers, putting Real Monarchs under pressure straight away. Now, this is one of the best teams we've seen in recent years in the USL, so it's a very positive start for the Swope Park Rangers to come out firing immediately.
And the man back into the side, Robert Miro Savage, will take control of the set pieces early on. Be a short one. Lilo Maloto back now with Pasher. Miro Savage, space for a cross. It's in towards near post, headed away by Beazer, out of play. So again, Pasher will have a throw in along the far side. On loan from Sporting Kansas City. And there's a reckless challenge from Nick Beazer and a foul given against the visitors.
It's definitely been a bit of a scrappy start. Like you said, a whole host of throw-ins on that far side, and then a couple strong challenges back and forth too. Nothing that neither of these teams will enjoy, but
perhaps a nervy start, knowing both these teams knowing how big of a matchup this is near the top of the table. There's another, sorry Patrick, there's another ball going too soon for the referee. Rangers try to start it quickly and they're rebuffed, and will have to try again with this free kick. Maloto and Miro Savage standing over it. Here's the ball from Real Savage in towards the near post. Hernandez trying to pick up the loose change. He touches it around a defender in the area. Hernandez getting to the end line, and it's headed off the line. And out of bounds for a corner. Felipe Hernandez diving in behind the Real Monarchs defense.
It's actually a terrific piece of play from Felipe Hernandez. Nicks the ball, passes Marca, bursts to the end line. It's a great ball across too. See, Matt Van Oekel doesn't know too much about it. Monarchs do well to scramble it away.
And another corner kick, second of the game in the early stages for the Swope Park Rangers. Real Savage again with his left-footed delivery. Real Savage in towards the back post. Maloto up for it, heads it into the turf, and it just bounces over Matt Van Oekel, hanging on to the frame of his goal.
It's a decent chance there for Maloto. You know, he's a tall player. He doesn't usually show too much aerial prowess. He's very technical and skillful, but I've always wanted to see more of this from him, winning headers when up for corners and free kicks. So it's definitely an opportunity.
Not far off that, and heads it into the ground as well. Maloto, 3 goals on the season. Not far away from adding his 4th there. It's early pressure from the home team. Here's Van Oekel's ensuing goal kick. Second ball falls to Nick Beasler, and he'll slide it back for Max Makowecki. Taylor Pay now. Over with James Moberg as the visitors try and string a few passes together. Makowecki on the near side. Finds Daniel Haber. Sebastian Velasquez getting involved for the first time and drawing a foul as well. Be a free kick in dangerous area for the visitors.
Velasquez showing all his experience there to skip away from Omar Barlow. He just sucks him in, and last second nicks the ball away. Barlow can't pull out in time. Very dangerous position here for the Monarchs.
Velasquez back from suspension. He missed the 2-0 win over Colorado Springs last week after yellow card accumulation. See what a spark he brings to the offense. Such a great opening to the season for Velasquez. Injury in June. Now here's the free kick. Curled in! Oh, what a hit! It's 1-0 to the Monarchs, and Daniel Haber has scored an absolute beauty.
That's an absolutely stunning strike, Carter. That is not an easy skill to get that ball up and over the wall and back down again. And Adrian Zendejas is an excellent goalkeeper, and he's not getting anywhere close to that. That's a terrific strike.
It's a wonderful goal from Daniel Haber, his 5th of the season. And even the 6'5" frame of Adrian Zendejas couldn't get close to that one. So the Monarchs, despite being under the cosh for the opening 5 minutes, go up the other end and curl in a sumptuous free kick, and they lead 1-0.
That just shows you what a dangerous team they are. You know, they can soak up pressure all they want, and one moment of quality and they can steal the lead.
Here's Storm taking it in off his chest on the right-hand side near the end line. Storm one-on-one with Lakawecki. Gets him on the ground. Still Storm trying to get around Lakawecki. That's a foul against the Rangers right back. Let's take a look at the opening goal, and what a way to start the scoring.
And to be able to get this much power on a strike from that distance, to find the precision to find that top corner is absolutely incredible. And that is one of the best goals you'll see all week in the USL.
You can't hit a free kick much better than that. I agree with you, Patrick. The power behind that hit. It left the goalkeeper with absolutely no chance. Daniel Haber take a bow. And so the Rangers now will have to regroup. They go down 1-0. Storm's clearance is blocked away. Haber perhaps feeling it from that free kick, applying the pressure. All the way back to Matt Van Oekel, making his first appearance for the Monarchs this season. Of course, Connor Sparrow's been so good for Monarchs SLC, so he's on the bench this evening, but the experienced Van Oekel, the one in between the sticks for Marc Briggs.
Yeah, and if Sporting Kansas City fans recognize the name, he was the man in goal when Sporting Kansas City ran out 3-0 winners back on April 29th at Children's Mercy Park. He replaced an injured Nick Raimondo on that day. And Sporting KC ran out comfortable winners.
There's a late challenge from Maloto. We'll get a talking to from the referee. Been a few little chats with the man in red so far. The opening 10 minutes of this one. There's a misplayed pass from Charlie Adams. Storm looking for the long throw in over the top for Miro Savage. Cleared away, but now Duke tries to find Gonzales. He was offside anyway. Saw Christian Duke play a wonderful pass with his left foot for the goal last weekend.
That's correct. I think that's a great idea from Christian Duke. I know Gonzales was offside in that eventual run, but with the high line, the Monarchs are pushing up when they don't have the ball. There's always going to be space in behind for speedy players such as Marc Anthony Gonzales to be able to exploit tonight. So I certainly don't blame Christian Duke for looking for that ball.
There's a long ball up the right-hand side for the Monarchs. Velasquez getting onto it. Big switch for Haber, right on his foot. Haber trying to touch it around Storm. It's good recovery from the right back.
Yeah, Storm shows his recovery speed there. Initially afforded Haber a bit too much space on that left-hand side of the penalty area, but made up the ground very, very quickly.
There he is again with an excellent tackle to dispossess Real Monarchs, but his pass is wayward into the feet of Taylor Pay. And so the visitors can start again. There's a miscommunication. And Tyler Pasher, he's got some wheels and a bit of open space as well. Looking for a through ball and just not on the right wavelength. Tyler Pasher making his 13th start of the season. Here are the Monarchs building through Sebastian Velasquez. Starting to imprint his creativity on the game. Lakawecki looking up for Chandler Hoffman. Can't quite find him with the ball over the top. And Maloto's pass forward is just hammered clear by James Mowbray.
I think we see a little bit more of Maloto in his more usual role there. Showing fantastic feet to spin away from his man, just couldn't find the pass over to Gonzales.
He's played in all but 2 games this season, Lebo Maloto. There he is, chesting it down and receiving a 1-2. Hernandez just slipped as the pass was behind him. Haber tackled away again by Storm. Hernandez for Duke. Gonzales has some space into the area. Gonzales fires it just wide, perhaps tipped away. Yes, it was. It'll be a corner again for the Swope Park Rangers.
That's better from the Swope Park Rangers. Storm wins it on this right wing and feeds Duke, who finds Gonzales, and that's classic Marc Anthony Gonzales taking on his man. Goes past him, just sees his shot deflected out for a corner, but that's very positive from the Rangers. It's been a good response.
Good response from SPR. Now another opportunity from a set piece. Miro Savage again to take. Doyle and Ballo up in the box. Miro Savage gives the signal up to the spot. Looked like it was off the head. A white shirt there. Gonzales was in challenging, but headed clear. Pass all the way back to Colton Storm. He floats it over the top, and you can hear the claim from Matt Van Oekel. Good goalkeeping. Made his defense aware that he was up for that one.
Yeah, very experienced goalkeeper, Matt Van Oekel. Many years in the NASL. That sort of stuff is bread and butter for him.
70 games for Minnesota United in that league and 54 for FC Edmonton. course, to go along with the 7 appearances for RSL. Good first touch from Lakawecki. Back now, Taylor Pay, making his 9th start for the team. Of course, with Portland too, as a number of these players were last season, including Nick Beasley there. They exchange passes. Pay back for Moberg. One of the goal scorers, Moberg, in the 2-1 victory Real Monarchs had over Swope Park Rangers earlier this season in Utah. It's the first trip for Real Monarchs SLC to Kansas City. Played just the 1 game last season, and the Monarchs took that one as well. So they're 2 for 2 in their bouts against the Swope Park Rangers. Just a brief history for the 2 teams.
Yeah, and Cards, I remember that game last year in August at Rio Tinto Stadium. I think that was one where the Swope Park Rangers felt a little bit frustrated. They conceded an early goal and absolutely dominated the rest of the game. Just unable to find an equalizer. It was one of those days. But certainly frustration for the coaching staff after that one. They definitely felt as though they should have got something out of it.
Got a chance perhaps to rectify that here tonight. They do trail by a score of 1-0. Just joining us, Daniel Haber curled in a wonderful free kick to give the visitors the lead. Here's Van Oekel shifting it to his left foot. It's a good aerial duel between the 2 players out on Colton Storm. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 8 o'clock Central on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. And don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. The throw in, a tough one to handle for Hoffman. He's done well to take that off his thigh. Adams pressured by Maloto, and Haber can't control, and Adams with a little bit of a talking to the referee. We'll have to defend now as Maloto's on the ball.
A furious tempo to this game. Very few passes are being able to be played uncontested. Very high pressing, a lot of high pressure from both teams. It's very difficult for either to find a real rhythm when there's this much high pressure going on.
Try and play it in behind again. It's Hernandez looking over the top. Marc Anthony Gonzales chasing. He's got Karinga alongside him. Back for Tyler Pasher. Corner of the box. Now ducks to the left. Pasher for Gonzales. Straight into the referee. Maloto recovers. And there's Couzain's first involvement, really, of the game, and he's drawn a foul for the hosts. He'll play it quickly. Swope Park Rangers trying to move it from left to the right. Storm dancing one-on-one into the feet of Gonzales, trying to turn his man. In the end, tackled away. Looked like Moberg was the one that had the duties with Marc Anthony Gonzales bearing down on goal. A good bit of passing there from the Swope Park Rangers, so they were able to pass it around that dangerous Real Monarchs press.
Yeah, the Rangers still slowly starting to find their feet in this game. String some passes together, keep possession for more than 5 or 10 passes for the first time. You know, in this model of play, this is exactly what you need. You need a bit of confidence on the ball, some calmness. Otherwise, you're really going to struggle to create chances.
The second ball won by Adams after Moberg's pass was a little ambitious. Max Lakawecki. Now Pay again. Ball over the top. It's not going to cause much damage. The Rangers back line. Doyle now over the top again for Gonzales. And he's been making that run a few times here in the early stages.
I think it's the third time we've seen that ball over the top. First time Gonzales was caught offside. The second time resulted in that most recent opportunity, and now this one ran out of play. But I think they're going to keep trying to find Gonzales over the top if this Monarchs defense continues to play such a high line.
There's a good double team. One away by Maloto, and a handball. Nick Beasley pleads his case, said it was too close to him. The same, as you can see, hand by his side, but there'll be a handball and another free kick for the home side.
Yeah, initially, it's fantastic high pressure from Maloto to win the ball back so high up the field. And, you know, you can see that Nick Beasley doesn't mean to handle the ball, but it certainly comes off his arm. It's one of those where if you're a referee, you almost have to give it.
Tough not to give that one right in front of Malik Badawi. So 5 in the wall for Van Oekel. Hernandez goes for goal, and he's not far off either. Van Oekel stretching to his right-hand post.
Almost saw a carbon copy of Daniel Haber's goal there. That's a brilliant effort from Felipe Hernandez. No, his only goal this season has come off a free kick a couple of weeks ago against Reno. And he's only inches away from finding the corner with that one. Van Oekel was certainly concerned. It's a fantastic effort.
19-year-old from Nashville, Tennessee. Patrick mentioned earning his first professional contract. Going for goal there and wasn't far off. There's Pay trying to head clear. Gonzales heading it back into the Monarchs' defensive half. They go all the way back to Van Oekel. Looking for Hoffman. And it's a tricky bounce for Tyler Pasher in the end, and he just selects to scramble that one clear.
That was a strange one. Almost felt as though Liam Doyle thought the ball was closer to Adrian Zendejas than it actually was, and tried to let the ball run through. But Pasher was under all sorts of pressure there. He did well to clear it.
Moberg. And for Velasquez, it just can't stick to his feet there. Ballo played over for Doyle. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nike.com/soccer. Ballo looking for options. It's Colton Storm getting forward. He leaps well. His header is straight into the center back Pay. Beasler with a nicely weighted pass forward. Velasquez in for Adams. And there's a late challenge in on Lakawecki from Miro Savage. There'll be a foul against Swope Park Ranger number 43.
I think Miro Savage just got a little bit frustrated there. Chased the ball around with a high press for quite a while and just failed to win it back. So made sure the play ended with a soft foul.
Lakawecki restarts. Making his 19th start of the season, Lakawecki. Played in every game. Only he and Nick Beasler, players among Real Monarchs that have done that. Now Velasquez trying to turn away from Hernandez, slotting it through behind for Haber. It's a great recovery run from Colton Storm.
Seen that a few times today. Real Monarchs targeting Colton Storm on that right-hand side of the Rangers defense, but so far the rookie stood up to the challenge.
Here he is defending Velasquez, just trying to touch it around him. Did he keep it in play? He did. Velasquez in towards the near post. some twinkle toes along the sideline there for Velasquez, and he's earned the visitors a corner.
Yeah, Velasquez showing all that MLS experience right there. I'd like to see it again. It did look as though the ball ran out of play, but the referee on this near side decided not to raise his flag.
So it'll be a corner kick for the visitors. Charlie Adams, 7 assists, leads the team. Left-footed delivery, a flat delivery to the back post over everyone. Recovered by Andrew Brody. That's a great service and a powerful header. Kyle Karinga doubles the lead, and he couldn't help but head that one home. 2-0 to the visitors.
Monarchs showing all that quality here. That is an absolutely wonderful cross from Andrew Brody, who we haven't seen much of today. His first real involvement, whips in an absolutely brilliant cross. And Kyle Karinga, you know, finds himself right in the middle of the goal, plants a header right into the corner, makes no mistake. Adrian Zendejas, for the second time today, no chance of stopping either of these goals. And just like that, Monarchs have a 2-0 lead.
Karinga gets his second goal of the season. Andrew Brody whips in a delightful ball for his 4th assist. And it's 2-0. The Western Conference first place Real Monarchs from 2 set pieces as well. Patrick, he was unmarked there in the box. Karinga, is that perhaps due to the second phase of that set piece?
It's always the most difficult thing to defend is once the ball comes out of the area and then gets pumped back in, it's very difficult to find organization among your back line.
The ball touched through by Miro Savic, and made Lakawecki give chase. He just slots it out of bounds. So Colton Storm will throw this one in. He gets it back. Hernandez trying to turn away, but Almiro Savic going for goal and just didn't quite get that one on target.
We know Miro Savic's quality on that left foot. Rangers have struggled to create too many clear-cut opportunities in this opening period, so you know, why not have a go from there? It opened up for him. He knows he can find the target from there, so don't blame him for having a go, but wasn't close that time.
Down 2-0, perhaps looking for a spark of magic there, a quick response. Van Okel's goal kick is headed backwards by Beasler. And Moberg was just trying to dump it into the corner. Zendejas, who hasn't had to do a whole lot other than pick the ball out of his net 2 times. Rolls this one up to start the Swope Park Rangers attack. Doyle, his pass right into the feet of Andrew Brody. There's Brody giving chase. Doyle just hooking that one over his head and managed to deal with a mistake that put his back line under pressure. And there, Christian Duke, again, was just looking for the run from Marc Anthony Gonzales, but they couldn't quite get the timing right.
It's a bit of miscommunication there. The pass was certainly on. Miro Savic was stretching the defense there, and there was definitely space in behind for Marc Anthony Gonzales, and he was onside, but just a bit of miscommunication.
A couple of high press tackles there from the Swope Park Rangers, but they can't get either of them to tell. And now foul drawn by Moberg, as he did just a good job of luring Hernandez into that tackle. Away goes Velasquez now. Quick feet, edge of the area, running into Tyler Pasher, who manages to steal it away, and he'll just smash it up the pitch. Sebastian Velasquez starting to get involved into the game. I mentioned it, he had that injury on June 24th. His 6 goals and 6 assists are both second on the team, and they all happened before June 24th. It's an absolute rip-roaring start to the season for Velasquez. See if he can regain form coming back from injury and a suspension last week. Here's Haber trying to juke and jive his way around Colton Storm, but his cross goes right into the midriff of North Carolina Tar Heel.
Storm shows good anticipation. Knows Haber's not going to beat him on the outside, so just stands off and waits for the cross. Steps right into its path.
So it'll be a corner for Real Monarchs. Of course, they scored in the second phase of their last corner kick. Charlie Adams will take again. Into the near post. This one's headed clear by Lebo Maloto. It'll be out for a visitor throw-in. And actually, no, it is a visitor throw-in. Just Charlie Adams doesn't want to take this. Allow the left back, Blakowecki, run up his left wing and take control of this throw-in. Here's Adams. In for Haber, just can't bring it under his control. And Maloto can't find the feet of Miro Savage. Half hour gone here in Kansas City, Missouri. Real Monarchs lead by a free kick goal from Daniel Haber and a powerful headed goal by Kyle Karinga. 2-0 is the score. The ball in for Hoffman. Brody on the right-hand side. His pass is blocked away, and again, Rangers just hooked this one clear. There's 3 changes for the Rangers from the side that was 1-1 draw with Orange County. Right now, Real Monarchs starting to build possession on the back of their 2-0 lead. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL. Token pressure from Maloto there. Enough for Van Oekel to clear, but the second ball again won by the visitors.
This is a good test here for this young Swope Park Rangers team. You know, they haven't come across too many times at home this season when they've been down. They've only lost twice to San Antonio and Reno at this field. So certainly something they're not overly used to, being down at Swope Soccer Village. And this will be a good test for guys like Felipe Hernandez and Kuzain and Colton Storm, Tyler Pasha. And ultimately, that's what you want when you have players in this league that you're trying to develop for potential MLS deals in the future. You want to see how they handle pressure and how they handle adversity. And this is a great chance for the Sporting Kansas City coaches to see it.
Certainly, the Western Conference leading Real Monarchs should be a good test. Lead 2-0. They have a 6-3-2 record on the road. Of course, you wouldn't be surprised with the number of points, 51, that they already have on the season. Here's another late challenge from Maloto. This is a Monarchs team very capable of getting all 3 points on the road.
I think Maloto's a little unfortunate there. I think he knew what he was doing. He came in front of the defender and tried to sort of backheel the ball against him to win a throw-in, and it looked as though he made decent contact on the ball, but whistled for a free kick.
A foul against the South African. Nick Beasler will things underway. Miro Savage just can't find the ball underneath him. There's a good ball out from Kuzain. Christian Duke with plenty of space in midfield. Back now with Kuzain. Stepped in last week for James Musa, who made the move up to Sporting Kansas City. Storm's ball in behind for Hernandez. Doesn't cause much harm. Vasquez twisting and turning away from a couple navy blue shirts. Lakawecki now under pressure. This is good high press from the Swope Park Rangers. Hernandez has Lakawecki pinned into the corner. Oh, that first touch from Velasquez, though, silky. But now he slipped. And Haber touches it clear. Storm plays it out of bounds, and it'll be a Real Monarchs throw.
Yeah, a bit of a commentator's curse there, Carter. Just praising Velasquez before he trips over the ball. But you can see from that first touch just the quality he brings to this side. You know, Swope Park Rangers thought they had him penned in. Looked likely to win the ball back when the ball was cleared, and just Velasquez with the ability to just kill the ball with his first touch is such an asset for this team.
Really did alleviate the pressure for that Real Monarchs back line. Here he is smashing one into the corner. Haber chases it down, whips in a nice ball. It's loose in the area. Hoffman can't get there. Slotted by Adams, and it's blocked. And Lakawecki now has to reset.
It looks as though Gonzales just got the ball stuck under his feet there, and a bit of last-ditch defending from the Swope Park Rangers, but they did it well.
Velasquez really forcing his way onto the game, but he's tackled away by Tyler Pasher there. Duke's ball in between two players, and it's Colton Storm who will go and retrieve it just on the touchline. Doyle now finds Pasher. That's well overhit from Tyler Pasher.
But again, Carter, that run is on from Marc Gonzales. It's been several times in this game where he's found these sort of spaces on that left wing where there's a lot of space to run into, and bar a couple times the quality of the final pass hasn't quite been there, but there's certainly chances to be had down there.
An awkward challenge between Gonzales and Hoffman. The ball hits the ground. Now neither team can really bring it under their control. Gonzales looking for Hernandez. And again, all the way back to Van Oekel. His clearance straight to Tyler Pasher. There's Christian Duke just settling things down as both teams just couldn't get a hold of the ball there for a good spell. First time pass from Storm. It's found Miro Savage. One-on-one with Pay. And Colton Storm reaching up. It's a handball. Perhaps lucky to get away without a yellow card there, Colton Storm.
Well, it certainly looked intentional, but I think it's more frustration from Colton Storm not being able to receive the return pass from Miro Savage.
SLC players still making their opinion known to the referee after that handball adjudged against Colton Storm. It was the overhit pass from Miro Savage that led to the breakdown and attack. It was a towering header from Storm. Haber still down on the turf. Play continues on. Doyle, though, just plays that one out of bounds. It's got a few questionable looks from his teammates there. It will allow the referee to stop play. Go check on Daniel Haber. Just getting a little tap on the back from Colton Storm there.
I don't see much in that. I mean, it's an arm on the shoulder. As Colton Storm rises to head it away, wins the ball cleanly. It's obviously a chance that caught Haber on the side of the head slightly with his arm, but I don't think there was anything malicious in that one.
You know, Haber making his 14th start. Appeared in all but one game. Of course, got his 5th goal of the season to open the scoring here at Children's Mercy Victory Field. Just a wonderful free kick from the former Whitecaps 2-man. Bit of an impromptu water break for both teams as well.
I think the Rangers could use a moment to not catch their breath, but regroup a little bit. Look at what they're doing well and look at what they're not doing so well, and try to find a way back into this game. You know, a goal before halftime would be absolutely massive for this Rangers side.
Just 5 minutes and change, plus added time left for the Rangers if they want to steal one back before the halftime interval. Still 81 degrees here in Kansas City. 8:15 local time. Sun just about all the way set. Cruzane with a nice tackle. Plays it off Miro Savage's ankle to himself. That's one way to play a 1-2. I'm talking about Cruzane coming in admirably for James Musso last week. He's called up to the Sporting Kansas City team. And Cruzane, the 18-year-old, filled in more than admirably. Had a wonderful game against Orange County.
No, it's fantastic for the coaching staff here to see James Musso move up to the first team and play the full 90 minutes and acquit himself as well as he did. While the result wasn't what they wanted, the Sporting Kansas City team put on a resolute performance against Seattle in front of 43,000 fans. So I think James Musso can be proud of his performance there. And you know, Nikola Popovic said after the game last week that seeing guys like Musso earn first team contracts and get minutes with the first team is kind of like winning the title for this team, and that's sort of the mindset they have with this team.
And for a player who's been so important for the Rangers, you see Pasher trying to lose his marker. Good defense though from Brody. He pokes that one out of play. Tough to lose a player of Moose's caliber, but nice to have a player like Cruzane to step in and fill those big shoes.
Yeah, what a luxury to be able to lose one of your most important players on the team, to see him move up to the first team and then have an academy product step right into his shoes and fill in as well as he did. It's a real spoilt situation there for Nikola Popovic to be able to pick between these players every week.
Ball over the top from Ballo, just skids out of play. Miro Savage not quite quick enough to keep up with that. Cruzane making his 4th start of the season. Back-to-back starts as well.
Started the first 2 games of the year. James Musso suffered a bit of an injury in preseason, so he wasn't able to start the first few games, but Cruzane acquitted himself extremely well in those opening two wins against OKC and Portland Timbers 2 right here at this field. And it was almost a shame to see him come out of the lineup, but James Musso, you know, has done so well for this team this year and deservedly signed with the Sporting Kansas City last week.
Certainly proved worthy of his minutes. But shout out to all our fans in Kuala Lumpur watching Cruzane progress into the starting lineup. There's another corner kick for the Rangers, a chance to pull one back before halftime. In towards the front post, flipped onto the back post. Just not enough power off the header from Lebo Maloto.
It's the second opportunity Lebo Maloto's had at that far post. Neither time's been able to find the right connection on the header, but Rangers certainly getting some opportunities on these set pieces.
Apologies, that was definitely a header, not a heado from Lebo. Into the arms of Van Okel, but a good chance there for the Rangers. Adams trying to turn from Cruzane, but he is touched tight there. Concedes the foul, but doesn't allow the Brentford native to turn and face the attack. Disagreement about the length of 10 yards there between the referee and Felipe Hernandez.
Yeah, Malik Badawi getting a little bit nitpicky as the halves wore on, just to make sure every little letter of the law is being followed by both these teams.
Doyle now. Again, skews this one wide and out of play.
The Monarchs have done really well to flood the midfield area. The Rangers are finding it difficult to find balls in between the lines to find Felipe Hernandez in attacking positions and find Christian Duke in areas where we can hurt the Monarchs. So that's why we see balls such as this one out wide that, you know, a few times today have unfortunately gone out of play.
Two minutes of added time flashed by the fourth official on the far sideline. So 2 minutes for Real Monarchs to hold on to this 2-0 lead. 2 minutes for Swope Park Rangers to try and pull one back before the halftime interval. Perhaps the Monarchs have a third on their minds. Lakowecki, what a delightful diagonal that is. Brody into the feet of Velasquez. Back now with Brody, and Monarchs playing it around with some zip up until that commentator's curse. It's off Brody and out of play.
You're on fire today, Carter.
Absolutely on fire. Like Brody just trying to help that one into the path of Velasquez and couldn't quite execute the skill. Center backs exchanging passes now for the Monarchs. And the Rangers can extend their press. Crowd likes it.
You know, an underrated thing with Felipe Hernandez is his engine. You know, you'll see him press like that from the first minute right up until the 95th. He's got bags of energy, and when he's in this lineup, he certainly plays a key role in the high press for the Rangers.
And all over the pitch in the first half. It's a player that coaching staff really rates, especially for that work rate, as you mentioned. Passing around the back, and that'll be the final action of this first half. 2 goals from set pieces for the visitors. An amazing free kick from Daniel Haber opened the scoring. And then they get a second through a wonderfully whipped cross off the feet of Andrew Brody into the head of Kyle Karinga. So the first place Monarchs will take a 2-0 lead into the halftime break. Stick with us. We'll be right back for halftime stats and highlights. It's the Swope Park Rangers 0, Real Monarchs 2. Halftime on a beautiful night in Kansas City, Missouri. 2-0 to score to the visitors. Real Monarchs SLC on top after that first half of action between the first and third place teams in the Western Conference of the USL. And let's take a look at the first half highlights from an exciting first half. And it all started with an absolutely terrific free kick from Daniel Haber.
That's an absolutely fantastic strike. To be able to generate that much power while also placing it in the top corner is absolutely stunning. And like I said during the game, that's one of the best goals you will see all season in this league.
Goal of the highest quality, getting things started for the visitors. Marc Gonzales, a bit of a half chance early on as Swope Park Rangers tried to build their way back from a 1-0 lead.
It's a decent response from the Rangers. Marc Gonzales unlucky not to find the back of the net there.
But soon after, it was 2-0 to the visitors and the thumping header from Kyle Karinga.
It's another high-quality goal as well. It's a fantastic cross from Brody on the right wing. Kyle Karinga finds himself, Johnny on the spot, plants the header right into the corner.
Yeah, he couldn't help but score that, could he? Pinpoint cross right onto his forehead, and then perhaps the best chance of the game for the Rangers, straight from the training ground.
Yeah, Marc Gonzales flicks the ball onto the near post. It's a very difficult header for Libo Maloto, but he just can't get enough power on it.
Not quite enough to test Matt Van Oekel. Let's take a look at stats from the first half. 2-0 on the scoreboard. And surprisingly, the Swope Park Rangers giving up possession at home as well.
It's like one of the first times this season, Carter, that we've seen the Swope Park Rangers outpossessed, especially at this field. So all credit to Real Monarchs coming in here and having a game plan and really sticking to it. But Rangers, had their chances, 6 shots, double the amount the visitors have had. So there's certainly going to be more chances in the second half, and see if the Rangers can grab one back.
Options on the bench for Nikola Popovic as well, as they will try and get back into the game in the second half. The halftime score, Swope Park Rangers 0, Real Monarchs Salt Lake City 2. Stay with us, we'll be back for second half kick.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
James Outland and Morgan Copes from the leadership of Birmingham, Alabama's 2019 USL expansion side recently visited the league offices. Announced as the first expansion team for 2019, Outland and Copes share in the excitement as the club begins to work towards its inaugural season.
Well, first and foremost, I think we're going to have a great product. We're going to have a professional environment. We're going to have a competitive team, and not just competitive, we want to win. So I think the competition and the level of play on the field is going to be top-notch, and I think the experience at the stadium and for the fans is going to be equally impressive.
What excites me about being in the USL in 2019 is it's a dream come true. I mean, this is something that, there's a group of guys and individuals who have put a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, everything you can think of from a grassroots perspective, startup, to see it come to fruition, when this whole thing really kind of started from, just a couple beers at a local brewery. This whole idea, to see it come to fruition, it's going to be incredible.
What excites us about joining the USL is, first, Birmingham needs a professional sports team, and we think soccer is the ideal sport for Birmingham. It's a great growing sport across the country, and as importantly, the USL has really been a successful league. They've done a phenomenal job. We've done our research. We've been working on this for over 2 years now, and we really chose the USL because we think it's the best league and one of the best sports in the world, and we think Birmingham is primed to become a great professional soccer town.
It's going to be a fun, fast, exciting atmosphere. I mean, the game of soccer itself is always, very exciting, to watch live, just because of the speed of play, the physicality, the toughness that goes into it. But I also think we're going to have a great, fun family atmosphere.
Well, it's been a great opportunity to come and get better familiarized with the people behind the league, and get to meet the folks that we work with on a weekly and ongoing basis, and really get our ducks in a row and be ready to launch for our 2019 beginning of the season.
The wealth of knowledge, the information, and just the organization around the entire organization itself is incredible. The professionalism is second to none. And I'm excited about getting to meet the people and put faces to names. There's an old quote, nobody cares what you know until they know you care. So I really look forward to establishing those relationships with the league officers and just the people in and around here.
For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
I love the local community here in Westport, the lifestyle. I would say I learned about this lifestyle mostly in England. I live in the city center over there in downtown. It was great. You get to walk everywhere. I think that's one of the main reasons why I moved here to Westport. Chulo and I usually have a routine. Is going to the coffee shop, to Broadway Cafe. My dog loves it. He already knows every time that when we're gonna go on a walk, we are going to the coffee shop, and he usually gets his treat, which is the pumpkin bread. He knows he gets his around every 4 days until he finishes the ones he has here at home. Another place we love to go here in Westport. I don't go as often just because I gotta stay in shape. I gotta have my body fat kind of low. Westport Ice Cream Bakery. We go there and have our little treat, my treat and his treat too. So Chulo gets treats all the time, but it's great how, you know, every time I go there, obviously dogs can't have all the flavors, they can't have the chocolate. So this place specifically has ice cream for the dogs, and it's great. They know the exact flavor he likes. They know that he needs water right away, so it's great the treatment they give Chulo, and that makes me happy for sure.
Welcome back to Children's Mercy Victory Field, about ready to get things underway in the second half between the Swope Park Rangers and Real Monarchs SLC. The visitors jumping out to a 2-0 lead in the first half. Alongside Patrick Bergabo, I'm Carter Augustine. And Patrick, a couple subs, it appears, for the Swope Park Rangers as they find themselves down by 2 goals.
Yeah, double change by Nikola Popovic at halftime. We've seen Nancel Selbol and Carlton Belmar, leading scorer for this team, come in at the break, replacing Robert Mirosavage and Felipe Hernandez. So Nikola Popovic definitely wanting to shake things up a little bit for the second half, and 2 players with a lot of pace in Selbol and Belmar, so great to see how they can do in the second half.
7 goals on the season for Belmar. 4 goals for Nancel Selbol. So some firepower coming in, some reinforcements for the Rangers. They'll have some defending to do right away, as the Monarchs, who have switched sides, going from left to right in the second half. They get a corner kick. Daniel Haber, goal scorer in the first half, working down that left side. Charlie Adams again. Over to the far side corner. Making the play call. It's a decent delivery as well, and the white shirt that leaps over everyone. Looked like Taylor Pay was the one who jumped clear of the pack, but his header blocked away by the Swope Park Rangers defense.
Yeah, danger again there with the Monarchs swinging another dangerous ball into the area. Rangers do just enough to deal with it. Scramble it away.
Van Oekel, so they couple of saves to make in that first half. There's Hussein winning the header in midfield, and now his sliding challenge falls to the feet of Nancel Selbol. Just to repeat, Nancel Selbol checking in, and Carlton Belmar for Felipe Hernandez and Robert Mirosavage. Interesting to see how the team shapes up now, Patrick, as they're 2 very forward-thinking players coming onto the pitch.
Yeah, certainly positive changes from Nikola Popovic. Mirosavage sort of struggled to get into the game in the first half, and with Hernandez, you know, you're taking off a midfielder and putting on a pacey forward, so Popovic definitely wanting to make some changes here and see what Belmar and Selbol can do.
Moloto just dropping into midfield now. And exchanging passes with Selbel. There's a good release for Selbel. Just can't quite get there ahead. Taylor Pay, good cover from the big center half, but it's out for a corner for the Swope Park Rangers.
Immediately you can see the pace of Selbel causing the Monarchs some problems. A quick 1-2 with Libo Moloto in the midfield, and he's off to the races. Taylor Pay does well to scramble it away for a corner.
Certainly seems like a different challenge for Max Lakowecki in this half up against Hansel Selbel. Warning signs of the pace early on. Moloto up towards the spot, headed backwards by Doyle. Kuzain tidies up, finds Omar Ballo. Little step over, loses a defender. His pass in for Gonzales. Well read by Beasler.
I'm not sure Omar Ballo finds himself that high up the field too often. Showed a great little shimmy though to lose his man. It's unfortunate Gonzales couldn't get a shot away.
Foul drawn by Beasler allows the Monarchs to push up. Van Oekel smashes goal kick up the pitch, chested down by Hoffman, but not in the correct direction. So Storm now has found Ivo Moloto. Storm's pass deflected, and he'll just hook that one up and out of play. As we mentioned, Real Monarchs coming into the game leading the USL with 51 points. Rangers 12 wins already this season. They have 40 points. And a 7-2-2 record at home that they'll have their work cut out for them. So they trail 2-0. Early stage of the second half. There's a loose touch though. Moloto trying to touch it around a defender. Moloto into the area, but he fires it right down the throat of Matt Van Oekel. Nervy times in the back for Taylor Pay.
A loose touch from Taylor Pay there. Not used to seeing that from him. Moloto jumps right all over it and tries to call one into the corner, but doesn't quite get the contact right under pressure from Pay, and it's a simple enough save for Matt Van Oekel.
Maybe the best chance of the game for the Swope Park Rangers, coming off a poor giveaway, but that high press starting to look a little more cohesive in the early stages of this second half. Here's Pay, fresh off his blunder. Happy to see Moloto's second touch fired straight at his goalkeeper. Well worked now from Salt Lake City. Until the final ball, which just trickles into the grateful hands of Adrian Zendejas, making his 16th start of the season. Had 6 shutouts for tonight. Zendejas, big time prospect for Sporting Kansas City. 0.87 goal against average coming into this game.
Yeah, it's the 5th best goals against average in the league, so he's certainly gone from strength to strength after bursting onto the scene late last season that earned him that contract with Sporting Kansas City, and you know, he's certainly somebody the coaches here are very high on.
Of course, didn't lose a game after coming into the side up until USL Cup final. Here's a ball over the top. Van Oekel way off his line. Hansel Selbel trying to get there. It's headed out of bounds, but Selbel, his pace already causing some problems for the Monarchs back line.
Yeah, it looked like Van Oekel just misread the entire situation there. Thought the ball was going to make it through to him, but he was never really getting there. And on another day, that ball falls more kindly to Selbel, and he has a real chance.
So Lakowecki now to take this throw in after Duke and Storm got their signals crossed. Tell you what, I'd watch that sitcom, Duke and Storm. Here's Doyle. And for Gonzales. Looking for with a big switch. Found the feet of Selbel. What a first touch as well. Selbel into the area. Onto his right foot. Tries to stand it up to the back post. It's defended out for a corner. Excellent switch of play there from Marc Gonzales.
You know, we've seen that in the past from Marc Gonzales. He is very adept technically, and when he does drop into midfield, he can certainly pick out a pass.
Quickly take a corner from the Rangers. Selbel still trying to find room for a cross. He's fizzed one into the feet of Colton Storm. And his cross blocked away by Haber. So it'll be another corner kick for the Rangers in quick succession.
It was decent defending earlier too from Lakowecki to shield Selbel away from the goal when it looked as though the Nigerian would have him beat, but he's able to stick to his task.
Up for Doyle, who gets a big head to it, but can't quite direct it on frame, and it's hooked over the back. Improvised clearance from the Monarchs back line. And Velasquez can't keep it in play.
This is good pressure from the Rangers, though. They've come out in the second half and really taken the game to the Monarchs. The Monarchs have hardly gotten out of their own half.
Thrown in deep for Gonzales. He does well to hold it up. Doyle with Chandler Hoffman breathing down his neck there. Able to get it away. Now he has it again. Doyle finds Pasher. Rangers trying to work it around. You can hear Monarchs trying to scream up to get their defensive line up the pitch. Patient build up here from SPR. Selbel floats across to Belmar. Handball claim waved away by the ref. Pasher on his right foot. And it was taken first time by Carlton Belmar. This is a big shot for a handball in the area.
Certainly looked like a handball from here, Carter. It was Kyle Coringa who manages to get in the way of that shot. He certainly sticks an arm out there and it strikes him right in the elbow. The Rangers couldn't count themselves unfortunate not to receive a spot kick there.
Coringa trying to get back on defense. Was waving his arm in the air before the ball even got there. You're right, Patrick. That certainly looked like his arm was up and the ball hit him on the elbow. What a pass from Notzel Selbel from the right-hand side there. And Belmar took it first time and happened right in front of the referee, Malik Badawi. He waved it off, so he obviously saw the situation with a big-time call. Swope Park Rangers perhaps will feel that they had a legitimate penalty shout.
Yeah, it was the two substitutes combining as well, so that will be something Nikola Popovic will be pleased to see. His change is making an immediate impact. Would have been interesting to see where that ball would have landed if Coringa's arm hadn't gotten in the way of that strike from Carlton Belmar, because that was traveling.
Excellent technique as well to take that out of the air first time. And here we stand, 2-0, 10 minutes into this second half. There's a giveaway from Colton Storm. Now pressure in midfield from Maloto. Adams does well to duck free. Velasquez into the feet of Hoffman. Can't make it stick. Maloto looking for the ball over the top. Here's Selbel again trying to get in behind. Touched away momentarily, and then a foul by Lakowecki. Quickly taken by the Rangers. Gonzales now plays it off for Storm into the area. Cleared away by Coringa.
Yeah, Lakowecki's having a tough time out there dealing with Selbel. He's made an immediate impact on this game. Really come in at halftime and it's taken the game to Lakowecki out there, who's really struggling to keep up with him.
Zane now just masking the pass. Trying to clip it over the top, but defended well. Storm does a good job, though, to tuck back in and regain control for the home team.
I think this will please Nikola Popovic to see such a strong response from his team. And obviously a disappointing first half to be 2 goals down at the break, but they've certainly come out here and shown some mettle and looking to pull one back.
This one cut back to the edge of the area, hammered clear by Adams. So We get another throw in for the Rangers, and pressure starting to mount here in the second half. Follow in for Kuzane. Patient in the back up until that very moment. Follow looking over the top. It's headed clear. Now a chance for the white shirts to break as SPR starts piling players forward. He spaces in behind for the likes of Velasquez. He ducks around a challenge, clips it over the top, but Pasher was there. Solid run from Haber and heads it back to Adrian Zendejas.
It's great awareness from Pasher to know exactly where Brody was behind him and able to head it back towards his goalkeeper. Completely relieve all the pressure behind him.
Misplayed clearance attempt by Karinga. There's a quickly taken throw. Gonzales is in behind, ducking around a defender. And it's hooked off the line at the last second. A goal line clearance when it looked for all the world to be 2-1. Marc Anthony Gonzales just can't quite prod that over the line.
Shows fantastic feet to cut inside of his man. You know, to be able to sprint away from Karinga as well. Just can't force it over the line.
How did that one stay out? Somehow still 2-0, and the Rangers again were building up here on the right-hand side. Maloto in for Duke. Selbo finds a good pocket of space. Thumping challenge from Moberg. Gets it clear only as far as Ballo. That's an excellent ball as well to put the pressure immediately back on. Storm in for Belmar. Just over the outstretched head of Carlton Belmar. Hoffman now trying to get this to stick. He can't. Pressure continues. The Rangers really mounting it on. Belmar now, he's got the overlap. Doesn't use it. In for Selbo. Ducks around. One player has a hit! He slams it home. Not so Selbo pulls one back. 2-1. The Rangers right back in it.
What were we just saying, Carter? Selbo making an immediate impact on this game off the bench at halftime. Finds a little pocket of space right outside the area. Fires a low shot just out of the reach of Van Oekel. As we see it here. Gets good contact, but I think Van Oekel will be a little bit disappointed with that one. Seems to just bounce over his hands. Credit to Selbo for taking the shot on, but I think Van Oekel will want that one back when he sees it again.
Certainly Selbo won't care. 5th goal of the season. That's good for a tie for second with Marc Anthony Gonzales on the team. Fantastic year for the 20-year-old. He's come off the bench and really sparked things to life for the Swope Park Rangers team.
It's no more than the Rangers deserve based on their second half performance. They've been all over the Monarchs from the first few seconds of this half.
And that attack in particular, Patrick, seemed like SPR had the ball in the attacking half for a good couple of minutes. Meanwhile, Brody trying to find an immediate response against Pasher. His cross block, but back at his feet. Adams clipping it over the top, straight into the path of Colton Storm. Wonderfully weighted pass from Selbo. He's found Maloto, who's found an excellent ball. Gonzales charging forward on goal. Gonzales to the near post. Out for a goal kick. Gonzales wants a corner, but a lightning strike counterattack from the Swope Park Rangers.
And that shows exactly what the Rangers are capable of on the break. It's a terrific ball from Lebo Maloto to free Marc Anthony Gonzales into the box. James Moberg actually does very well to recover and put some pressure on Gonzales as he's trying to find the corner. Just not able to find the net with the toe-poked attempt.
Couldn't quite tell, but might have been Moberg sticking a toe in there to block that away. In any case, it's a goal kick. Hammered forward from Van Oekel. Belmar trying to dribble through, can't elude the tackle from the Monarchs, and now the Monarchs trying to build along the right-hand side. Velasquez looking for the range of passing, just about over the head of Storm. On the stretch, manages to head it clear. And that'll allow time for the first substitution for Marc Briggs and the visitors. As checking into the game, Jose Hernandez, loan from RSL. He'll check in for Charlie Adams. So Hernandez making his 8th appearance of the season. Got about a half an hour to try and find his way into the game. Cousin streaking clear after that tackle. Slides it left. Belmar charging 1-on-2. Belmar getting around a defender. Good recovery though. Moberg again plays it out for a corner kick, but a lung-busting run there from Carlton Belmar.
Yeah, now it's Belmar's turn to show you what he can do with that incredible pace. It's very difficult to keep up with him when he knocks it past you. And James Moberg twice in a row now has shown fantastic recovery pace to keep up, first with Gonzales and now with Belmar. To make 2 huge defensive plays.
Looked like Belmar would have the space to get in the cross there with that turn of speed, but like you said, good recovery from Moberg. All he can do is put it out for a corner. Maloto in towards the near post. Oh, Howard Doyle missed it at the front stick. It's a fantastic delivery. And Liam Doyle has headed it over. It's a glorious chance to level the score.
What a chance that is, Carter. It's a fantastic delivery from Libo Maloto, and looks as though Doyle's just trying to flick it in at the near post and just gets a little bit too much on it. It's not quite deft enough to find the corner, and it's a tough miss for Liam Doyle.
You have to think if that's on frame, that is going to be very difficult for Van Oekel to save. An excellent delivery from Maloto. It was Miro Savage taking the corner kick duties in the first half. With him on the bench, Maloto delivers an absolute dime. Here he is over the top for Selbel. It's an easy chase for Pay. Saw that one all the way. Thumping header from Ballo. And was Selbel onside? No, says the referee. It was a close one as Pay was trying to get back as well. Close but no cigar for Selbel. "65 minutes in, the Rangers have pulled a goal back in this second half through that man, Nansel Selbel. 2-1 the score. Monarchs now building through the left-hand side. That was Hoffman, stretched his positioning out to the left to try and get an across.
It's one of the first times we've really seen Hoffman sort of drift out from the center. Barlow goes with him and shuts down the cross pretty well.
Strong challenge, too strong, says the referee. It's a foul as Velasquez again trying to create havoc. He's done a good job picking up a free kick here, but it's like a sore one for the Spartanburg native.
Yeah, you see Libo Maloto just trying to step in front of Velasquez to win the ball back. Doesn't really make much contact with the ball, but takes a lot of Velasquez. Probably the correct call there by Malik Badawi.
Of course, Velasquez born in Medellin, but moved to Spartanburg, South Carolina. And there's a first yellow card of the game as well. That'll be for Libo Maloto. He goes into the books, perhaps that not being his first foul of the game. But it's been an increase in pressure here in this second half for the Swope Park Rangers. Let's take a look at a good spell for the home team as they really ramped up the chances and wound up with the goal at the end of it.
Marc Anthony Gonzales initially just unable to kind of sort of backheel flick that ball into the back of the net, and then Carlton Belmar just an inch away from connecting with that header, and that all leads into this moment, you know. Good awareness from Selbol to find a pocket of space just outside the area, and does well to find the bottom corner.
There's a free kick in towards the back post. Monarchs player goes to ground and shouts for handball on Tyler Pasher from the men in the white shirts. Looks like Velasquez is okay. He trots back into position, but there's a shout for handball on that particular free kick as well. Doyle now in for Gonzales, trying to turn, but Pay did a good enough job to dispel him for the time being. Gonzales goes back, Moloto right with Storm. Cutting inside now, Colton Storm. His pass intercepted. He's able to play it off. The defender now to play. Now he takes a throw in quickly, Colton Storm. Selbol finds the feet of Gonzales. Hussein all the way back now with Doyle. All the way back to Adrian Zendejas. Patient build-up here from the Swope Park Rangers.
And you're always going to see that from the Rangers. If they don't feel as though the pass is on, they're never going to waste possession. Now in this model of play that both Sporting Kansas City and the Swope Park Rangers play, possession is so valuable. And there's so much focus on not giving it away cheaply. So not surprised to see the Rangers keep the ball rather than have a cheap giveaway up the field.
And that's something they really struggled with, which is rare to see from the Rangers in that first half. There's a battle between Doyle and Hoffman and a foul against Doyle. We saw the Rangers lose the possession battle in the first half, and this is a team very much accustomed to having the ball here at home. So a free kick after the foul against Doyle. Lofted over to the right-hand side. Karinga will play it back now to Moberg. There's a press. Moves out for the Swope Park Rangers, and a heavy first touch from Van Oekel, just about charged down by Gonzales. Big header from Balo. Moloto was trying to help it on for Selbol, but well read in the end by Lakawecki. Now another foul here against the Rangers.
This Monarchs defense that looks so comfortable in the first half now looks at 6s and 7s. Van Oekel having a few nervy moments throughout this game, and obviously on the goal as well.
Lakawecki stands it up just over the head. Hernandez was charging down. Edge of the area, and it's won well initially by Haber, but then Belmar tucking back in, sticking to his defensive duties. How about that split from Kuzain as well? Just drives into the heart of the Monarchs defense. Finds a good out ball for Storm. Up the right-hand side, and it's offside from Selbol. Just straight into that offside position.
Again, you see the lightning counterattack from the Swope Park Rangers. All it takes is Kuzain creating some separation between him and the other midfielders, and before you know it, the Rangers are bearing down on the Monarchs goal.
So the second substitution of the game for Real Monarchs, and it's a notable one as well, because that's a name a lot of U.S. soccer fans will recognize. Danny Cruz making his debut for Real Monarchs. Signed this week, a 6-year MLS vet. Played the first half of the season with San Francisco Deltas in NASL, so playing for the former Swope Park Rangers coach, Marc Dos Santos. So Danny Cruz, it's a big-time acquisition for Real Monarchs, and just when you thought the league leaders couldn't get any stronger, they signed Danny Cruz. More to come on him, though, as Selbol chases this one down in the corner. in the area trying to cut it back, and it's tackled away right at the last second by Karinga, and now hooked out of bounds. Patrick, just as I was saying, when you thought this Real Monarchs team was looking pretty at the top of the standings, they go out and sign a guy like Danny Cruz.
Yeah, and it shows sort of the depth and quality that this team has. You know, Chandler Hoffman comes off, unable to add to his 14 goals this season, and on comes a long-time MLS veteran and Danny Cruz. It's certainly a luxury a lot of coaches in the USL would love to have.
A chance for him to make an impact in his first appearance for the Monarchs. Played 99 times in MLS. Look at that turn of pace from Belmar, and the cutback as well. Oh, and a touch from Pay. That could have gone anywhere. Just escapes the near post. It'll be out for a corner, but nervy times there from the Real Monarchs defense.
It's fantastic play again from Belmar, just showing that blistering pace. Goes on the outside of Lakawecki, who's this whole second half doesn't really know what's hit him with the pace of Selbol and Belmar. Monarchs can count themselves pretty fortunate not to be, this not to be a tie game right now.
Maloto's cross in for Belmar. Just over the head. And now Selbol. It's a good looking cross to the back post. Duke can't quite get there. Well claimed by Van Oekel. And an immediate punt out for Van Oekel. Look at the distance on that as well. He's found a good kick. But it's matched by the defensive tactical nous, Tyler Pasher.
It's terrific defending from Tyler Pasher. Just reads exactly where the ball's going to land and shifts it away from the attacker.
Another 1-2 finds Lakawecki struggling to keep up. Maloto now in behind. Chested away inventively by, looked like Beasler on the cover there for his center halves. Hernandez now trying to get in behind Pasher's Danny Cruz. Cruz on the turn. It's a decent ball, but there's no white shirts in the penalty box.
It's good communication from the Rangers backline there. You can hear Adrian Zendejas letting his teammates know they have time on the ball. No one's panicking and blasting it out for a corner or a throw-in. He's able to keep possession.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 8 o'clock Central on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. And don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Here's Belmar just straying offside.
Again, those opportunities are there, Carter. This high line that the Monarchs are playing, they haven't changed the way they play as the game's worn on. They're not looking to see this out with 15 minutes to go. Still playing that same high line and the same high press. So with the pace of Belmar, Selbol, and Gonzales now, that entire front three is incredible pace. It's going to be some opportunities in behind for the Rangers.
Van Oekel taking his time to get this one forward. Here's the whistle. Second ball won by Kuzain in midfield. Here's a 4-on-4 from the Rangers. A couple of white shirts trying to track back in and make it a little more even. Selbol dipping and diving. His pass just a little bit wide. Belmar goes and retrieves. Nice little juke move to evade one defender, Belmar. Still one-on-one, Belmar getting to the end line, and his cross blocked away. But these substitutes have really been the medicine for this Swope Park Rangers team in the second half.
Yeah, both Belmar and Selbol have been game changers here. Just the pace that they brought to this game. Monarchs defense really struggling to keep up with both flanks now. It's not just one they have to worry about, it's both. And Gonzales through the middle.
Corner kick up for Balo. He can't direct it on the goal, but that will stay in play. Selbol, plenty of time. Edge of the area. Whips it across and headed over. It's a glancing header from Carlton Belmar. But a lovely ball in from Natso Selbol on the left-hand side.
Yeah, the Monarchs defense just switches off when Barlow's header doesn't fly on target, and Selbol picks it up, and it's another wonderful delivery into the box. Belmar just not able to get the right contact on it and flick it into the corner. Instead it goes a couple yards over the bar, but that's another fantastic opportunity for the Rangers. Can't say the opportunities haven't been there.
Second phase on that one. Of course, we saw the Monarchs score on a similar situation in the first half. Belmar just can't quite keep it down. But it's been all Swope Park Rangers in this second half. Still searching for that equalizer. Quick feet in midfield from Velasquez, but he can't find the right pass out to the left for Hernandez.
Yeah, and as much as we praise Velasquez in the first half, he's hardly seen the ball in the second period. He's really struggled to get in the game, with the Monarchs unable to keep possession for more than a couple seconds.
That's what this new style of play for the Rangers is about this year. Is it maybe a case of keeping the ball being the best form of defense? Pasher's pass goes astray. We're into the 79th minute. Still 2-1. Real Monarchs. It's a sliding touch from Duke right into the feet of Selbel. Clips it over the top, and Gonzales well offside. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nike.com/soccer. Ten minutes and change for the Monarchs to hold on to what would be an impressive 3 points on the road. That time frame is what remains for the home team to try and claw their way back to a point, or maybe more. There's a 50-50 challenge between Selbel and Brody. Goes off Selbel. Out of play. Pasher first to that loose ball, but his pass not anywhere near Moloto. Now into the feet of Cruz. Well won, first by Doyle, then by Duke. Now Storm trying to make inroads down the right side. Regulation time. Swope Park Rangers just building it along the back. Ballo's pass. Really just hooked clear by the Monarchs defense, who've been under a lot of pressure in the second half. There's a good header from Belmar as he tries to duck in behind the back line. Pressure from Belmar. Another corner kick in this second half for SPR.
And when Belmar gets going, it's like a freight train. It's very difficult to stop him. Sheer pace and strength that he has. Very difficult for this Monarch side to deal with him when he's charging down that right side.
Moloto's delivery in for Ballo. And it's off the head of Gonzales in the end, as Omar Ballo just couldn't direct his header on frame, but another good delivery from Lebo Moloto.
Rangers have had their chances on these set pieces in the second half. It's probably the third or fourth time we've seen them win the first ball or the second ball, and in this case they won both. Still couldn't put it home.
Looked like it came off Ballo's shoulder there. Couldn't contort his body in the air. And then smashed off Gonzales and out of play.
Hey, ref, come on!
Duke now wins the goal kick in the air. Ball drops to the feet of Selbel. He's got Pasher absolutely bursting to get forward. Selbel just kind of hangs that one up. Lakawecki tries the head clear. Moloto into the feet of Gonzales. Selbel, plenty of space on the left-hand side. He's got Pasher on the overlap to the far post. It's a beautiful equalizer. A true team goal from the Swope Park Rangers, and it's 2-2 in the 83rd.
That might be one of the most aesthetically pleasing goals I've ever seen, Carter. From the build-up, all the way from the back to the front. Pash's overlapping run. Selbel finds him in all sorts of space, and that's a brilliant cross across the face of goal. Belmar crashing at the far post, exactly like you want your right winger to do. Puts it into an empty net, and this has been quite the comeback. It's all to play for now, these last 10 minutes or so.
Well, you're wondering if the Rangers could get back and get a point. They've got back level, and there's still plenty of time to go out and try and find all three. A complete turnaround in this second half. It's 2-2, and Carlton Belmar has his team-leading 8th goal. And what about the desire to get ahead of Lakawecki on that far post?
Yeah, Lakawecki struggled this whole half to keep up with him, and that time he paid the ultimate price, conceding a goal. So certainly a smart move by Nikola Popovic to introduce Belmar at halftime.
And Nacho Selbel, the other sub, playing his part in that goal as well. So now the Monarchs trying to respond as they were up 2-0 at halftime. Found themselves really on the back foot this entire second half. There's another substitution. During that break as Skylar Milne making his 6th appearance of the year. All of them substitute appearances. And he replaces Daniel Haber, and now a sub for the home team as Cameron Owasa will check in for Marc Anthony Gonzales. And Patrick, if he has anywhere near the sort of impact that Selbel had in this, Selbel and Belmar had as substitutes in this game, will go a long way for the Rangers. Cameron Owasa.
It's another one of those luxury options that Nikola Popovic has. You know, Cameron Owasa is a first-team player. This guy's on loan from Sporting Kansas City, and to be able to bring off a dangerous player like Marc Anthony Gonzales and replace him with, you know, a guy who scored double-digit goals last year in the USL for Sacramento Republic. It's fantastic to have that option when you're chasing a winning goal.
So an attacking move from Nikola Popovic. He feels his team is riding the wave of momentum. Just over 5 minutes of regulation left. The Rangers again have clawed back from 2-0 down to find themselves tied at 2-2. Pasher, little inside-out move, trying to get around Karinga. Did really well, Kyle Karinga initially, but Pasher, the dogged effort, gets back in. Finds Duke, stands it up to the far post, and it's headed clear by Pay. It's an excellent ball from Colton Storm through the traffic to the feet of Selbel. Nipped away for the time being. It's Brody on his defensive duties. What a complete turnaround in this second half. The Rangers, a ton of possession in this half.
You just see the desire from this Rangers team now to get this winning goal. Pasha was second favorite to get that and manages to force his body in front and win the ball back, and Duke's cross almost found a Rangers player in the box.
Storm was just trying to whip that one around the corner. And Oko dives on it. A couple bounces of the ball. Just trying to take the sting out of the game, Van Oekel. His team has been under pressure this entire second half. There's Hernandez, the good touch to get in front of Duke. Trying to slot it in behind, but Pasher is quick. Quick on the cover there. He'll play it out of bounds. In for Milne. Finds Hernandez. Calm play from Colton Storm there in his own area.
Shows the kind of confidence he's playing with right now. You know, a lot of players would just have hoofed that one out as soon as it came to them, but great wherewithal from Colton Storm to bring that one down and get a proper clearance on it.
Now Selbel sprinting through midfield. He is upended, and that is a yellow card. First of the game for the Monarchs, and it goes to Kyle Karinga, first half goal scorer, second half in the referee's pocketbook.
Yeah, it's a cynical foul from Coringa. He knows he's beaten for pace by Selbol, and he's never going to catch him.
Gonzales Selbol has been a real problem for the Monarchs in this second half. Here he is again, just sprinting through midfield. As you mentioned, Patrick, it's an easy call for the referee. Coringa knew what he was doing. He knew he was going to get the yellow card as well. See Duke there just indicating to the referee that it took a little while to make that yellow card happen.
There's been a few of those moments today, Carter, where the ball's been out of play or dead for quite some time while the referee completes his administrative work. And with the Rangers pushing for a winning goal here, every second's valuable.
Well, he's got his paperwork in order now. The game is restarted. There's a horrible pass from Beasler into Maloto, but he did a good enough job to win the tackle. And now Milne, the big 6'4" target forward, does a good job of his hold-up play. Velasquez trying to get into the attacking third. Haven't seen much of him in this second half. He finds a good ball out for Brody. Back now for Velasquez into the back post. It's Danny Cruz trying to cause problems, and Milne getting his big frame involved as well.
It's a big body up front in Milne. Bit of a mismatch in midfield there when he challenged with Kuzain. It's one of the smaller players on the field today.
Just the 50 pounds between the two. There's an awkward header and a tough landing for Lakawecki. He's pulled up limp on his left knee. He's got some defending to do. Selbol cutting inside, looking for the curler. Well, you know he's capable of the wonder goal, not so Selbol. He's got a little pep in his step as well. Just inches away there, Van Oekel diving to his left-hand side.
Cameron Iwasa does really well to bring Moberg with him and open up the space for Selbol to take a shot. And you see Duke and Belmar both crashing the area there in case any rebound coughs up.
There's a hack clearance from Doyle, and Zendejas has to make a save. Well, he hasn't done much in this second half, Adrian Zendejas, but he came up big there in the 90th minute. Huge save as Doyle just couldn't get the ball out from under his feet.
Yeah, Doyle feels the pressure from Milne, tries to clear it, gets it all wrong, and ball falls kindly to the Monarch substitute. Zendejas had to be sharp. That's really his first big save of the game, and in the 90th minute, does really well to stay sharp.
So a big chance for Real Monarchs SLC to get back in front. They've given up their 2-goal lead. Now Velasquez goes over to take the corner. Into the near post, still a loose ball in the box. But Tyler Pasher tries to sprint away from the pack, cutting it back onto his left foot. Lofting it over the top for Selbol. Quick little dipsy-do from Selbol. In now for Iwasa. Back with Kuzain. Back heel from Maloto doesn't come off. 3 minutes of added time have been indicated by the refereeing crew. We're into that 3 minutes now. Can the Rangers find an improbable winner? Storm's Cross headed clear by Lakawecki. But still, the Rangers maintain control. Palos pass into the corner. Belmar, he's got time and space. And headed clear at the near post. Moberg, boy, did he rise well. But the pressure mounting again from SPR.
Yeah, you know this team's feeling good when your center back can stride forward and pick out a through ball down towards the corner like Barlow just did. It's good defending from Moberg to get it clear.
Maloto just getting a drink of water here before he goes over to take this corner. We're deep into stoppage time in the second half. Another chat from the referee here between Milne and Barlow. Seems a bit late for a referee chat. Nonetheless, it's all ready now. Maloto, slow approach. Whips it into the near post, loose in the area, still loose. Barlow can't quite get onto it, and then Doyle, the clumsy tackle, and that will relieve the pressure for Real Monarchs.
Yeah, Monarchs there with their hearts in their mouths. No idea where that ball was going to drop. It's another decent delivery from Maloto. Causes havoc. Duke goes for it first. Sort of runs through a string of bodies. Barlow just can't force a shot on target, and Doyle, in desperation to keep the play alive, just commits the foul.
Unlucky, he's just reaching for the ball there, Doyle, but he's found the calf of the Monarchs defender. Now coming clear is Velasquez. Time ticking down in this game. What a tackle from Kuzane. Can it spring a counterattack here? Selville running at the defense. Now he's looking backside. He wants Lebo Maloto. It's a 1-2. Selville getting into the area. A little step over, but Pay takes him wide enough. In for Maloto now on the turn. And again, Maloto gets the layoff. Tries to chip it through, and a last-ditch challenge from Moberg again. Duke now under pressure from Hernandez. Goes backwards with Storm. Referee checks his watch. Still time remaining. Crowd urging the Rangers forward. Barlow pumps it into the area. It's a good ball for Pasher. Just jumps over it. And that'll be the last kick of the game. The Swope Park Rangers turn the game on its head. A remarkable comeback in the second half. Patrick Brigabo, what'd you make of the effort tonight from both teams?
Been treated to a wonderful game tonight. Some real high-quality goals. Daniel Haber in the first half, scoring absolutely a goal with a weak contender with that free kick, and Karinga adding to the visitors' lead before halftime. But what a stirring comeback from the Rangers tonight. No, we said in the first half, the Sporting Kansas City coaches would be interested to see how this young group responds to adversity, and boy, did they. Nansel Selville, Sporting KC Academy product, pulls a goal back. And then Tyler Pasha setting up, Carlton Belmar, the two substitutes both on the score sheet, and the Rangers pick up an improbable point.
A couple of super subs for SPR. And that man, Nansel Selville, they claw from 2 goals behind to earn a well-earned point here in Kansas City, Missouri. 2-2, the final score. Stick with us. We'll be back for post-game reacts and highlights. Swope Park Rangers 2, Real Monarchs 2. We'll be right back. Two-two the final in Kansas City, Missouri. A tale of two halves as Real Monarchs jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first half. And the Swope Park Rangers, through 2 key substitutions, come back in the second half with 2 unanswered goals of their own to come away with a point. Let's take a look at the highlights from the game, and there were some high-quality goals, perhaps none more so than this first. An absolute peach of a goal from Daniel Haber.
Yeah, this is one I could watch time and time again. It's exquisite technique to get that up and over the wall with that much power. I believe Adrian Zende has one of the best goalkeepers in the USL with absolutely no chance.
They doubled their lead. Second phase from a set piece, a thumping header. Karinga making no mistake.
It's another high-quality goal. It's a fantastic cross from Brody to find Karinga, and he's never going to miss from there.
So that was all Real Monarchs in the first half. And a couple of two key substitutions from Nikola Popovic, Carlton Belmar, and Natsal Sebel making a big difference. And it started with this equalizing goal, or excuse me, the one goal pulled back from Natsal Sebel.
Yeah, and like we said during the broadcast, it's one that Matt Van Oekel, the goalkeeper, will probably want to have back, but if you don't shoot, you don't score, and Natsal Sebel pulls one back.
And then a wonderful team goal from the Rangers is what winds up pulling level, the equalizer through Carlton Belmar.
Sebel, again, heavily involved, finds Pasha on the overlap, and that's a delightful cross towards Belmar, and he just wants it more than Lakowecki. Gets in front of him, finds the back of the net, and this one ends 2-2.
Desire from Carlton Belmar. He gets his team-leading 8th goal of the season. It's the equalizing goal. And what a game we just saw tonight, Patrick.
Yeah, the Rangers showed incredible spirit and character tonight. You know, like we said, they were going to be tested today once they fell behind early and with 2 goals down by halftime, but you know, they responded to the challenge wonderfully, and I think the whole team and Nikola Popovic will be very proud of themselves tonight.
Certainly going to be some smiles in the Swope Park Ranger locker room. Coming back from 2-0 down, they get 2 second-half goals and get a well-deserved point. For everyone here in our USL broadcast, Jordan Burrell, Brad Zimmerman, Jason Briley, of course, Patrick Bergabo, and the rest of our crew, I'm Carter Augustine. We thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed what was a thrilling game tonight. Swope Park Rangers 2, Real Monarchs 2.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.